John Haggerty scored a second round knockout over Andrade after an onslaught of punches, started off by his trademarked left high kick, finished off with a right hand that had already felled the likes of Nong-O and Tikao Naito. It might have ended like a bit of a barroom brawl, but I was really impressed by Haggerty's use of the lead hand in this bout, in particular his jab. Andrade opted to fight out the southpaw stance, which I believe was a tactical decision to try and limit Haggerty's left switch kick, as he would now be attacking the closed side of a southpaw stance, and it basically makes the left kick of an orthodox fighter much more awkward to land. By being southpaw, it also set up Andrade's left kick. Andrade has a really good left round kick to the body, as he'd now be attacking the open side of the orthodox Haggerty. The problem with this adjustment is Andrade didn't have the tools to limit the other attacks of Haggerty. Where he should have been lead hand fighting to disrupt the jab of Haggerty and make it more difficult for him to exit out the side door, Andrade just kind of pressed forward with a tight high guard, not occupying the space with anything, and he allowed Haggerty to establish the jab. Haggerty's left hand was preventing Andrade from just walking into the pocket for an exchange unpunished, and it allowed Haggerty to build attacks by faking into left hooks to the head and body, hand trapping and moving out the side door, and as well as Haggerty setting up his right hand by trailing it behind the left. The right hand snuck through the guard of Andrade on several occasions before the finish, spelling trouble for Fabricio from the get-go. As usual, Haggerty got his teeth going to both the leg and the body, breaking Andrade's rhythm regularly, and he was using his switch to southpaw to disengage, making it more difficult for Andrade to pin Haggerty down and again just walk himself into the pocket. Haggerty uses the switch twofold. Not only does he use it to create space to cause a disengagement, making it more difficult for the opponent to open up and attack, but he also uses it to set up strikes. He set up his right hand lovely by stepping back to southpaw, falling backwards, bringing Andrade onto the shot, and then quickly changing back to orthodox to land his 1-2. I'm assuming the tactic for Andrade was to try and wind Haggerty and slow him down with left kicks to the leg and body, which he did have success with at times, and eventually pin Haggerty to the ropes, where he could land some boxing combinations and again work him downstairs to the body with hands. Any success Andrade seemed to have, he was just opening up with the combination, just leading with a hook, or chopping Haggerty to his back leg with a left kick. I was loving the way Haggerty was switching between jab, lead hook and lead hooks to the body. Every time he pumped the shoulder, he got a reaction out of Andrade. And chaining those things together against a southpaw really helped set up the right side, which is the power side of an orthodox fighter. Haggerty's ring craft was really good, and his distance game by switching back to southpaw to circle himself off the ropes back to centre, using his teep and jab to build some attacks off of. It just looked like Haggerty was in the driver's seat. Haggerty was looking for that left high kick early and fairly often. Considering the fight only went 2 rounds, he threw it up a fair few times. With Andrade being in the southpaw stance, that head kick comes a lot faster and it's much harder to see coming. Haggerty throws it quick without much telegraph, as well as stepping through with it, setting it up with the right hand. Ironically, Haggerty landed the left high kick after Andrade was having some of his best moments, pushing forward and pressing Haggerty onto the ropes with some combinations. Andrade just landed a lovely right hook, pushed Haggerty back towards the ropes, and for a second it started to look like Haggerty might be wilting. Haggerty used a temporary stance switch. It looked like he might have been attempting a scissor knee and then stepping through into his left high kick. It caught Andrade over the top of his guard and clearly rocked him. And this spelled the beginning of the end for the Brazilian fighter. Once Haggerty smelled the blood, he just poured on the pressure, landing flurries of punches until Fabricio was finally felled by a 1-2 down the pipe. It wasn't the biggest punch, but he was caught with his feet out of position as he was retreating, Haggerty catching him on the chin right on the end of the punch at full extension. It was textbook stuff.
2-sport world champion, the General Jonathan Haggerty.